Who's actually going to get the most out of a 3 kilowatt portable power station, who can safely walk away, and does the price make sense for someone who just wants a reliable backup for occasional outages? If you're the kind of person who lives off the grid on weekends, runs a home office that can't afford a surprise shutdown, or likes to camp with a little more than a flashlight, this might be worth a deeper look. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first saw the ECOFLOW Delta 3 Ultra Plus, the headline numbers were eye-catching: 3072 Wh of LiFePO4 storage, 3600 W continuous output, and a pair of 220 W solar panels that promise a true off-grid experience. That alone can feel overwhelming, especially because the market is littered with smaller units that claim to power your house but fizzle out as soon as you plug in a fridge. I spent a few days reading forums, watching a handful of real-world test videos, and cross-checking the charging options to see where the value really lies. Let's start with the everyday scenario most buyers face: a power outage that lasts longer than a few minutes. You've got a Wi-Fi router, a couple of laptops, maybe a small refrigerator, and you want the lights to stay on long enough to finish dinner. The Delta 3's 10 milliseconds UPS capability means it can switch from mains to battery without the typical blink you get with cheaper units. In practice, that translates to a seamless transition for your router and any USB-C powered modem. You won't lose a video call because the power flickered for a split second. For a typical household, the 3072 Wh capacity can keep a modest fridge, a couple of lights, and a TV running for roughly 8 to 10 hours before you need to recharge. That's well beyond the emergency flashlight tier, and it's the sweet spot for families who want peace of mind without installing a whole home generator. Now, if you're a weekend camper who wants to run a portable fridge, charge phones, and maybe power a small electric stove, the same unit can be a game changer. The two included 220W solar panels can feed the battery at about 1 kilowatt in bright midday sun, meaning you could replenish most of the day's usage in 34 hours. The panels are lightweight enough to pack on a roof rack, and they snap into place without needing tools. What matters in the field is the ability to keep the battery topped up while you're cooking and listening to music, and the Delta 3 actually handles that without the constant low-voltage warnings you see on cheaper panels. On the flip side, there are clear trade-offs. The unit weighs just under 80 pounds, which makes it portable in the sense of you can move it with a dolly, but it's not something you'll happily carry up a mountain trail. If your use case is purely backpacking with a lightweight stove, you'll probably be better off with a smaller, lighter power bank. The price tag reflects that heft. You're paying for a battery chemistry, LiFePO4, that lasts longer and can handle deeper cycles, plus an industrial-grade charging architecture. For someone who only needs to keep a router alive for a couple of hours, that's overkill. Charging options are where the Delta 3 truly shows flexibility. You can plug it into a standard 120V wall outlet and get a full charge in about 8 hours, or you can use a car charger while you're on a road trip, topping up at roughly 10A. The E-grade CTC, continuous to charge, structure also means you can hook it up to a level 2 EV charger, shaving the charge time down to under 3 hours if you have access. That versatility is a practical advantage for people who already own an EV or have a solar setup at home. It also eliminates the "I'm stuck with a single input" frustration you see on many competing units. One of the most talked about features is the ability to expand the storage up to 11 kilowatt hours. In the real world, that means you can stack additional Delta 3 battery modules and essentially create a small home battery system without the need for a permanent installation. I've seen homeowners use the base unit for daily backup and add a second module for winter heating loads. The process is plug and play, but it does require you to purchase the extra modules separately, which adds to the overall cost. If you're not planning to scale, the base capacity is still generous, but it's worth noting that the expandable claim is more of a future-proofing hook than a necessity for most users. Practical strengths summed up: seamless UPS transition, a robust set of charging inputs, genuine solar performance, and a battery chemistry that can survive thousands of cycles without significant capacity loss. The unit also sports an intuitive LCD that shows real-time input, output, and remaining runtime, so you're never guessing how much juice you have left. For a home office or a tiny homeowner, Those details matter because you can plan your load without a calculator. Weaknesses are equally concrete. The weight and size make it a borderline portable device. You'll need a dolly or a